Hi, so today I am talking about maturity. As I change, matching new environments to me, I am meeting myself and not running from it. Learning and developing comfort and safety in myself with time and space. And, mommy, I had these memories where she never came, and I didn't want to believe I'd be helped or supported anymore because it was so painful not to be. There's this reptilian fight or flight. It's a conditioned suppression. There's protective limits of expressions that we don't, when we're waiting, feel disempowered, or that we can't let go of the past. When we're open to receive loyalty, care, or defense, we don't manifest the abandonment, the crisis where we need to be rescued anymore. So, pain basically into the peace of mind, the compassion, anger into the creativity and the love. Fear becomes freedom and strength. In other words, we connect with the inner girl, the adolescent, or the inner boy, whoever you are, and we can stop needing to act out the deep terror and hurt of not believing that I'm meant to receive nourishing attention and companionship. That part of me knew it didn't feel good. The bad stuff are natural gifts, the pain, the fear, the anger. And again, the pain can become compassion and peace of mind. The anger can become creativity and love. And the fear can become freedom and strength. With the work of maturation, we become more clear and protected in intimacy when we know that our energy is shifting to the dynamics that serve us. There's no right moment we'll be prepared enough, because when we feel secure, even when we're vulnerable, that's really to feel secure. It's not ignoring and not indulging in the labels. As we guide those around us to see the new us, we let others make us happy, like a man or a woman, depending on who you are, where the heart space is the map that we can share. And securing self-attachment, giving and receiving fulfillment, needing my inner mother and being needed by my inner child. And when we have, connection, there's the idea in Hebrew, we have chaver. Chaver is like a friend or partner. Chevra is a group of belonging. And chavrusa is understanding deeply and studying together. It's usually two or more. And then we have, so it's like chaver, so I went a little out of order. There's chaver, chavrusa, and chavra. Then we have mesira, which is the of the nefesh. It's like self-sacrifice. Then we have musar, which is self-criticism, self-refinement. And then we have mesora, which is like a tradition, conforming, with pressure. And I think this whole idea of the Hebrew words is the concept of, the thing is built into it. So we have like binyan, is a building. And then we have bina, which is understanding, and bain, which is between. So we have this word that's like to build with cement in separating, in between, and the bricks that join together. So we build a bridge for understanding. It's kind of like the bima was the bama, which is biblical, means a high place where the rabbi has a podium. And I'm going to say that actually in Quantum Torah's website, Alexander Poltorak writes these things. He says, it's not good for man to be alone. The eternal God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I'll make him a helpmate opposite him. And this is in Genesis 2:18, or Bereshis. And we know that partner, companion, opposite is here also an adversary, because it's called Ezer Kenegdo, a counterpart, an opposite to help him. So if a man is worthy, his wife is his best friend, his ally. And if he's not worthy, his wife is like an opponent or an antagonist. And so then we think of like the letters of where it says God said. So like we think of the letters of God. It's Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey in the Tetragrammaton. In English, they write the letters YH, and VH. So Yud and Hey, or Y and H, is like one partner, the masculine, and then V and H is the second partner, the feminine. And when we know that makom is 186, this is the Hebrew word for space, the numerical value of mem, kuf, vav, mem, and 10, 5, 6, 5. 100, what do we have here? Mem is 40, the other mem is 40, that's 80, kuf is 180, and then vav is 6, 186, right? And then we have 100, 25, 36, 25 as the numbers of the Yud and the Hey and the Vav and the Hey. How did I get that? Makom is 186, and Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey is 26. So we have Yud is 10, if you do 10 times 10, you have 100. Then you have Hey is 5, right? And that 5 times 5 is 25. Then you have Vav is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Then you have Hey again. 5 times 5 is 25. So why am I squaring it? Because makom is space. So when we have this double dimension, we have the space, it's actually 186. So we make space, we come into the 2D world, the 3D world, time, space, right? We have, when we add the yud and the hey and the vav and the hey, and we join it in with this dimension of squaring, where it's like we add dimensions. So the first dimension, then we just added dimensions, and then we combine it with space. We see it's the same. We compare it with space. We see, and the square of space is 20. So we see here very clearly that there's a relationship between having the space, like we make space for Hashem. So there's space in the relationship for Hashem, because we have two people, right? And we have this idea that she's like opposite. So now that she like sort of squared him, I want to share like some mottos, like the idea of a relationship I have had with someone, and it's like some things that we looked at, we made space for. And so like when we think of it, hold space. The woman holds space for the man holds space for her, as we're learning, as we're growing. So in relationship, we could start to mirror this idea that we hold space, like there's so Hashem, the letters of it, when they're squared, when they're like filled out, fleshed, we see it's kind of like there becomes this dimension of space, and then time is change. So as time goes on, the space itself holds space for change. So in the mottos that I want to, not mottos, or like ideas that I want to share, there's a man named Michael who I really discovered a lot of ideas with. We made space. So I want to share this about what we learned. So first of all, survival of the fittest, one God, and that we're all like fetuses. We can see. So each of these can be fleshed out. Like, in other words, you get the idea? So I'll start here. Giving allowance is free. It's free to give everyone, allowing them to be who they are. And I wrote a 6-word story. I'm ready to listen to myself. Conflict is an opportunity for novelty. They say the necessity is the mother of all invention, right? And then we have the desire to be loved and to love is natural. Respect nature, don't conquer it. And then learning from Michael, these are some of the things that he would share. So making space, right? We can start to have things that can square themselves. In other words, they are able to be squared. So only take what's for you. There's at least 2 meanings. In other words, it becomes exponential. Raised by itself, right? So only take what's for you times only take what's for you. A little is a feast times a little is a feast. So a little is a feast. And you receive what you give. What you eat, eats you. The whole earth is a toilet. The earth is polluted. Buildings create infections. It's a cat versus dog kind of thing. The Torah was left here. It's happening all now again. And the whole land is an asylum. Man doesn't know what man does. And we have to pay attention. The Creator said, be fruitful and multiply. We have to see the animals in man. And we're all fetuses. And it's survival of the fittest. And it's one God. Now, regarding white people white people might serve black people might serve white people, but the rich man can't get into Zion. There's going to be a new order, a new Jerusalem, and what you do to me will be done to you. It's a blind thing, it's a deaf thing. Many are called, few are chosen, and cleanliness is like godliness. So these are actually, most of these are Torah kind of values, but we have to like live with things, and then when they have the space, they start to grow and take up new meanings. So this is it's probably not complete here. There's more to go into, but I'm going to stop here and, remind that I wrote, this is written a few years ago, and as they say, it could take many years to understand our teachers. And since we're all teaching each other, we have to give time sometimes, or we have to give space. If we don't have the time, we can give the space, right? So be well. Bye.